Good evening, my friends. Talk Story episode number 3, I believe. I must say that I have not had the time to prepare. I'd like to really get a solid idea, write down all my thoughts on what it is that I want to talk about, so that I give you something super concise. So I feel that every once in a while these talk story videos are kind of a better way for us to get to know each other, or at least for you to get to know me. And a way for me to perhaps reveal different things we never would have come to talk about in the first place. It's funny, the urgency feeling that I feel plagues most people in the US. I am certainly subject to that. There's a lot that needs to be done, and we gotta do it fast. We're running out of time. And I can't disagree with that. Time is very valuable. But I've also witnessed repeatedly that very often, if I take the time to sit still and quiet my mind, to actually rest and take a break, I will conceptualize, realize a more concise path to where I want to go. Become more clear on a more efficient means of obtaining the goal. So what is the goal? Right, refreshing that topic. Remembering why you're doing it all anyways, because that is the source of your drive. Now, I'm saying I want to do this because I freaking love you guys. Like, community is the jam. The people that I'm getting to meet through here are epic, and it feels selfish to talk about my life. I feel like I just need to be giving you, whatever smoothie recipe or drink mix or training protocol. But I know I really enjoy when I get to see the inside of other people's lives. So I do this because I love the connection and the sharing and the giving. There are so many years that I tried to do this on my own. I had this mindset that I was just gonna put myself in an incubator, basically a cave somewhere, train my ass off, study, until I found that answer, until I found that healing, that thing I'm looking for, until I had reached a state high enough to go out into the world and contribute. A big perfectionist attitude, a big egoic block for fear of not being perfect, for fear of having my weaknesses seen, for being less than I know I can be or want to be perceived as. And I'm certainly witnessing a transition in my reality to a more community-based, not community in the sense that I'm living with a lot of people, but a lot more relationships are developing, some really serendipitous ones. So I'm very grateful of that. And it's funny how trials bring people closer together. It's always funny finding the boundaries of things when you're sharing information. Very clear lines. Where are your boundaries? What's private? What should be shared with everybody? I can tell you that the feeling of hiding or not being completely open is very dangerous. In fact, I'd call it cancerous. It's those things that we hold on to, that we feel bad about, that we don't want to share, that causes restriction, this tension. It's ancient, old, emotional stuff, stories we didn't want to talk about, things we're hiding or feel bad about. Those things are dangerous. And I have had the opportunity to live in community for a period of years, and I've witnessed that being the number one problem. Not honestly expressing yourself, not honestly communicating how you feel. Things build up and then there's a problem all of a sudden. Now luckily I haven't had any of those going on, but that is a very valuable lesson I would like to share. Be open, be truthful, be really conscious of how you are expressing yourself, what you're sharing, what your intentions are behind that, and just being open and at ease and speaking the truth just is such a relief. Now I can't say I haven't been raised like a pathological liar or anything. I've definitely met a couple in the last few years. It's intense. You know, it's scary. It's amazing that people can live like that. Because it's so uncomfortable for me. If I were to express something that was a lie, then I would feel all the time like that might be revealed. And if that was revealed, then all the things that I've said, my whole rapport, my ability to be trusted, is just out the door. It's unfortunate. That's why lies are so dangerous. When I was going through this one episode about a year ago that was all kind of based on that theme about like lies, like why is this individual lying? I happened to have a Jehovah's Witness neighbor who came by and gave me a pamphlet, and just like, you know, one night I was training, got done training, I just flipped the pamphlet open, and the first part of it explained how Satan was born the day the first lie was told. Like that Satan was cast out of heaven the day that the first lie was told. And that's pretty profound. Now I'm probably screwing up the statement of that. I think I actually have it around here somewhere. But the lesson is clear, is that is the origin of our issues. Truth really is the best thing of all time. Seeking the truth, to know the truth of who you are, to express your truth feels so good. To reveal the truth and open things up, to know, to understand, to comprehend. It's amazing. Truth is the jam. So I'd like to say that. Just be real careful with your words. They mean a lot. It is so important. After having a couple of experiences with people just that I really looked up to in certain cases turning out to not be legitimate with our conversations and connections, it's super disheartening. But there's always a bright side, right? We need the contrast. Because of that, when you find somebody who is just upfront, honest, clear communicator, this is where I'm at, these are my problems, this is my skills, this is all just out in the open. Be an open book feels so good. It feels so good to just express and have it all out there. That's a reason that I really appreciate doing YouTube videos. Just witnessing myself on camera has been extremely educational. Seeing all my mannerisms and tone of voice and fluctuation. I can see my own attitude when I watch myself. I know what was really going on in my head when I expressed what I expressed. So there's a feeling of freedom when you're expressing absolute truth in the moment. Unrestricted, uninhibited expression. You're not trying to play some role. You're like, oh, this worked good in the past. When I act like this, that works out good. Or trying to follow somebody who, you know, you look up to. Hey, that's what they do. I do that. It's like, how do you honestly feel right now and say that? If we were all more direct and clear with that. Not angry or aggressive. If you have anger and you're directing anger at somebody, then you do not really know honestly how you feel, because it doesn't feel good to yell at people. It doesn't feel good to hurt people. It doesn't feel good to insult people or to blame things on people. Gotta take responsibility. At least in my perception of the world, I feel much better when I just take complete responsibility of this entire mess. All of the experience that I'm going through. That's why I appreciate symbolism, as I shared in my last video. If I just take responsibility for all of these characters, all of these experiences, all these trials and dramas, the wars, the destruction of the earth, the pollution, the insanity, that's all within me. I equally have that potential to be that crazy, to be that destructive, that power hungry, that blind. I've made big mistakes in my life, done things I regret, ignorant things. I just didn't know any better. And I know that if these other individuals, were really to know, to see, to perceive it, what they were doing, they would stop. So it's really a level of ignorance. It's the wrong information. And you're not going to help somebody change their mind if you're yelling at them, if you're pissed at them. But if you approach an angry person with the understanding that they are hurt, they're suffering. Grumpy people, assholes, they are chronically in pain. You know how much that sucks? You know how much life sucks when you're in pain? Of course you're grumpy all the time. You're pissed because you were raised in a real fucked up situation. Nobody fucking understands. And now you gotta go to work all the time and deal with fucking stupid people like you. So, when we can really view that from a state of compassion and understanding that these people that are pissed or just hurt, then we won't approach them by returning the anger, because you know that's not going to resolve anything. An eye for an eye, it's a big waste of time. I just thought about totally restarting the video all over again. Like I said, I feel like this takes a long time. So guys, honest expression. If I feel like I want to make videos regularly and I'm swamped, I've been so busy recently, and I am making a video mainly because I want to keep the energy flowing and connected. Is this worthwhile? Is this type of sharing actually of value or worthwhile to you? Do you recommend I continue doing it anyways, even though it may not be clear and concise and seemingly random? Please let me know how you feel about that. That being said, I'd like to say an update about how I feel after been back on the protocol full on since the 22nd. That was Earth Day. I picked an auspicious day to do it. Ritual is important. Building meaning and symbolism behind things helps build the story, helps build the meaning, the emotion. So I just had some nice serendipitous occasions. Like I said, I was looking at astrology, looking at my chart, my life, nature's rhythms, and just looking for signs, looking for meaning to support that now is the time to get on it, to do that thing. And perhaps I created most of it, if not all of it. But the story is beautiful. The story is epic. You gotta cultivate your story. Who are you? Where'd you come from? Look into your astrology or your lineage, or ask that through prayer. Pray for meaning, to understand your story, what you're here for, what your drive is. It's extremely important. So that was the 22nd, is what, the 2nd or the 3rd now? May? So, what is that, like 12 days, something like that? Profundities abound in the sense of just feeling so much more present. Granted, currently I am overwhelmed in the sense of the amount of work I have to do and stressors and simultaneous opportunities. It's a lot. It's all happening at once. So much to clean and take care of. Business proposals. Just work and maintenance. Relationships. Surprises. Catastrophes. But all that being said, thank God that I'm clear. Thank God that I've been taking care of myself and training and eating well and sleeping good. It's so necessary. And I've gotten to the point, I've gone on and off the protocol so many times that it's night and day to me. There's 2 different people. I have 2 different choices. And I can witness myself, particularly physically, but also, clearly mentally as well, through my attitude and my view of life, just go in 2 completely different directions, just within a week even. I can really denature myself, break myself down pretty rapidly. I can really clear, clean, revive myself pretty rapidly. And it's night and day. You are insanely powerful. What you are is immense. And it's so funny how limited you might make yourself by not understanding that, not believing it. And you're so powerful that by not believing it, you're not it. So, that being said, feels so much better. Training's awesome, body feels great, clarity of mind. One of the main things that I notice that happens when I get back on the protocol is the serendipity, the synchronicity, the amazing way things line up. It is like a spiritual freaking experience. And the further you go into it, the more in depth, the more insanely beautiful it becomes. It's just crazy. The more clear you get, it's like life starts to get more organized to bring more of what you want to you. And you are what you want. You are what you want. You want the purest expression of yourself. It's only diluted because you just don't believe it. You're questioning it because you don't trust, because people have lied to you in the past. But that faith, I've just had this whole resurgence of love of Jesus, of God. And it's funny that I feel funny even saying that, just as the way that I was raised, church and Jesus. It has this funny kind of mockery tone to it. I didn't take it too serious. That's been different in the last decade, 14, 15 years, ever since I've been studying philosophy, psychology, reality. But even then, I still kind of avoided Jesus in the sense that it's just like, all right. But that being said, it doesn't have to be Jesus. I love Buddha, Muhammad. They're all amazing. What they are, what Jesus is an embodiment of your potential, of what's possible. And really just living life spiritually, bringing it back to faith, having faith. It's not faith in my mind, in my world, in somebody that's outside of yourself. Like, Jesus is going to save me because I believe in him. I believe in God. Like, he's going to save me. It's not that. It's not an external thing. Jesus is the Savior because he has demonstrated the potential, the solution, what you are capable of. He showed you the way, so to speak, by demonstrating where you can reach, what is possible. Resurrected after death. So faith and trust and trusting, and that's why I just love prayer. I love the word. If you've been watching, I guess did I post that here? That was Facebook or Instagram. Speaking more on the word and the psychology of prayer, which I've done here before. And just formulating and directing your mind consciously. I love it. It's amazing. Consciously utilizing prayer and praying for help when you need it. What do you need? What would you like help with? And praying to feel, to know faith, to rebuild that trust, to rekindle that trust, to have trust and faith in all of this. Have faith that this is for the highest good. You are always loved, always supported. No harm can come to you. You will get there. Though it will certainly create a great deal of painful delusions along the way. So yeah, it's quite revealing, and this has to be the most uncomfortable video I've ever made, just to talk at that depth, to share that depth of psychology, your perceptions of the world, your belief structure, because it's such a sensitive topic. Religion and faith, science, it's piercing. There's a lot of anger there because there's a lot of fear there. We're talking about death. That's ultimately what we're talking about. That's the most fearful thing there is. So we really want to have certainty that what we're believing in is real, because we don't want to find out we wasted our time and fucked up, prayed to the wrong God, or abstained from things we didn't have to. So if you've already committed to this and somebody else is doing something else, you might be kind of pissed at them, and then pissed at the confusion that we don't really know. So I want to reiterate that. I don't know. I've definitely said that before. I'll say it again. I don't know. And paradoxically, that means that I do. I guess you could say my religion is the love of the paradox. Comprehension of the incomprehensible. If you can understand that which could not be understood, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, it's a fun game. It's crazy. Multifaceted. Lots of fun. Some really cool serendipitous partnerships coming up. I got some cool stuff in the making, which is coming just in time because I need to make some goddamn money. It's so funny trying to integrate spirituality and your love and desires in life to your financial world. That's been a main focus of mine for the last, this whole year has really, 2018 is I'm going to figure this shit out because I'm tired of being limited and restricted by my finances. So I've been putting a lot of energy and focus into developing the business, my contribution, finding my exchange to give so that I can receive, which all comes down to knowing where the need is. How can you contribute? How can you be of service? And that comes down to understanding what the problem is, asking the right questions. Where can I contribute? And finding where your skills, your desire and enthusiasm intersect with the problems in the world at a level of the resources that you have, so that you can start somewhere, that's actually tangible and build towards something. but to make moves. And it's actually been a gift to me because having to make money has forced me to integrate with more people. I will be completely honest and say that it has influenced me to put energy into making more YouTube videos. Because I want to create a reality to where I get paid to do what I love. And all of this lifestyle, the psychology, the training, I will do that all the time no matter what. And if I can get paid to do it simply by sharing it, I'm all about it. Without being like a charlatan or selling out or anything, without ever compromising the truth and honesty of my expression, which I hope this video kind of demonstrates, because this this puts my reputation, depending on who you're talking to, at risk in a sense, that sharing such big views. There's a lot of people who are in high up places who you want to avoid certain things. There's a term called to be politically correct, right? How do you feel about that? I want to hear your comments on that. How do you feel about being politically correct? There's a certain edge which you can't share past, because you're talking to the majority when you do this, and if you move too fast ahead of people, you're going to trigger them and piss them off, and that's dangerous, especially if you're in a very large place, very high standing in a corporation. So at least luckily I'm very minimal and small scale, and so I don't have a lot of attachment to power or money through this channel. And dear Lord, I pray, it is my intention to always be that clear, honest expression, no matter what the offering is, because all of those things ultimately are just distractions to pull you off your focus. So are you able to handle that much power? Can you take that much money and still focus on the goal through it all? Can you still stay focused on the ultimate goal when you have the most beautiful woman in the world, tantalizingly, over here, and then a shite ton of money pulling you this way? Not that you can't have both. The answer is both, you idiot. That's my boss's quote. I fucking love him and miss him to death. God bless Jerry Carter. You can have those things, but they can't be the reason you're living. They can't be your focus. They can be amazing fuel, both of them. God bless. Amazing supportive fuel. Women and money. Sex and money. Relationships and money. Really enjoyable things. So it's like, can you keep your focus on the ultimate goal without getting distracted? And by no means does that mean abstinence from those things. I'm not in that school of thought. I'm not going to go live in a cave. I love this amazing technology. This is badass. I can fly in a plane and go check out places all around the world. Sex and intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. There's a balance point to where we can have it all. But you can only have it as good as you can keep your focus, I believe. As you can cultivate that focus for righteous intention. It's about where I'm standing right now currently, my philosophy. So, like I said, it's been cool needing to cultivate more finances has led me to cultivate more relationships, has led to more serendipitous situations, because when you start to find certain people of like minds and start to get to work on projects that you're passionate about with other people, it's so amazing. God bless. We're all ultimately working on the same goal. And so I'm just getting little pieces of that. Some really beautiful relationships connecting, some amazing potential creation-wise. And so it's extremely exciting. I'm stoked on that. So that's why I've been so busy, guys. I got a lot going on. But I'm staying on the damn protocol, man. I'm not getting off this shit. I did a good job subjecting myself by committing in front of a whole bunch of people, doing this on YouTube. Like I said, I'd only made it through 3 months. For those of you guys who don't even know who I am, I've been doing the Amen protocol for like 3 years. My longest streak, uninhibited. I'm talking about like no lunch at all. You know, no splurge on the calorie side. Uninhibited, fasting 23 hours a day, training every day. For 3 months is the best I've gotten. And I reached these peaks, it's just so intense, as I've explained in my past videos. So I've fallen off, and this time, you know, I just threw myself right out there, threw myself under the bus by committing to 4 months out loud. And so that's good for me, you know, because I got an ego. And I want to be trusted. I want to be trusted. I want us to be able to trust each other. Trust is the currency. You know, money is only based on trust. Literally, money is only based on trust. Because we believe it's worth something, it has value. And I want to have value to contribute to the world. And so I need to do my best to honestly, always honestly express myself and develop that rapport, because I want to cultivate depth of relationship. Because the more trust we have, the more energy we can exchange. I can trust you on a deeper level, so when I talk about some shit, you can believe me, you know? You can take it and be like, all right, I know to the highest of his ability. Granted, we're all fallible. We all make mistakes. But I know this guy's doing the best he can to give me the best information as to what's real in his experience. That's why I'm careful with my words and I don't speak like this is the way it is, because I've been proven wrong before. But this is the way it is to the highest degree that I know of, and I'm doing my best to find with certainty what is real. So yeah, committed 4 months. Awesome, great idea. Excuse me. I recommend you do the same. I've never really been into that, the whole like accountability, because if you need accountability, you're not going to do it. Right? I mean, I've gone really long periods of time without accountability to anybody but myself. But setting clearly defined boundaries is key too. A certain length of time. What are the rules specifically? Like, get clear. You actually can fast 23 hours a day and still be a fat ass. You can gain weight. It's easy. You can stuff yourself with crap. It's like, where's the line of what you eat? Having clearly defined lines is very important. Clearly defining those in your relationships, in your business projects, is really important. Having extremely clear lines. That's why language is amazing. And learning how to communicate clearly is freaking worth its weight in gold. So that we can both really clearly understand that we have the same understanding of what we're working on. You got your part to do, I got mine. We're going to go work on it, and when we come back together, the pieces are going to fit back together and be even better and bigger than ever. So we have to clearly define what it is we're doing, what the guidelines, what the rules, what the scopes, what our love and our intention, what our needs are, what our problems are. Share your issues, man. Ask for help. Ask how you can help. And if nobody even says that you can, pray. Pray. Ask out loud, even if that's just talking to your subconscious. God willing, it will provide some insight into a way you can contribute. I don't know. How can I contribute? How can I develop a better way of serving the world? How can I really cultivate a business, really cultivate the finances that I need? Because I need them. They are a fundamental, that is food. Money is life. That's why people get so pissed off about it. And by money is life, I mean money equates to food. And that you need to eat or you're going to die. So if you don't figure out how to get money, you're going to die. And that's why money and power is such a strong battle, because at a deep level, that's somebody's food you're taking off their plate, right? or putting on their plate if you're contributing. It's a very serious thing. So I pray to get clarity on exactly the most elegant and efficient way that I can cultivate my finances in a way that serves and helps others to do the same, to develop and grow themselves. And I pray that I consciously, clearly use that power, because money is power, to support the highest good, with the highest intention, to not be wasteful, to be supportive with that power. That power needs to be directed properly. I pray for guidance with that always, to receive fully the maximal abundance I can possibly receive, and to direct that for the good of all. That's what I pray for. That's a demonstration of my financial prayers. And to use that idea of praying in all aspects of your life, praying for the ideal relationship, praying for the deep connection with God, with yourself, with the truth, praying for others who you know are going through it, praying that others may have what they long for, that freedom, that peace. Hallelujah. Prayer's the jam. I love it. God bless, my friends. That was a rant. Wow, I think I might set a record. Cool. So it'll be interesting to see who actually watches this. And either way, it'll be a cool documentary experience for myself. And guys, wherever this might have brought your mind, I have to keep the channel concentrated to actually contain some kind of an audience and, you know, build a following. And I know to do that right now, I have to keep it more focused on like physical training and dietary habits. And so the next 2 videos at least are gonna be dietary and then training. So getting back on that. But wherever this might have led your mind, please share comments, directions, questions, ways that I can contribute. It helps me when you show me ways that I can contribute. I also offer consultations for those who are interested. You can contact me via my email in the description below. And always looking for ways to support, to co-create. So, once again, thank you so much. And I look forward to cultivating this and creating tighter bonds, bringing this family closer together, guys. All of it. There's nobody outside of it. Awesome, guys. Love you. Lots of love, peace, and aloha.